Good afternoon. It is Chris Chun. It is your This Week in Real Estate. Wanted to cover the two biggest things that happened this week. The first is the transferring of the head of the chair, the new chair Fed, uh, the new Fed chair, sorry, is Kevin Warsh. Kevin is being appointed by Donald Trump, but also, you may not know this, but so was Jerome Powell. His appointment is for 4 years as the Fed chair. But every Fed appointee, there are 7 governors that are appointed. Each one has a term of 14 years. And so he will be serving for the next 14 years unless he decides to resign early. Chair Powell is going to continue to serve on the board of the Fed for the foreseeable future as well. So that is some pretty big news because there's a lot of talk about what he's going to do and that he's being appointed by Trump and he's going to be a puppet and all of this stuff. And I really don't think that's the case. He had served on the Fed in the past. He was actually very conservative and wanted to raise interest rates when inflation was higher. So I don't expect a lot to happen on the Fed in the next year. We've been seeing inflation on the rise, which we'll talk about next. And at the last Fed meeting for the FOMC, where they vote on the changes to the interest rate, the vote was 8-4 for raising rates, keeping rates stable. And of the 4 people that voted to change the rates, only 1 voted for it to be decreased. 3 of the other people voted for increases. That's going to be really hard to change minds of people when we're seeing inflation increase for them to be lowering rates. And so I expect that we're going to see rates higher for the foreseeable future, at least until late fall, maybe even into 2027. The reason for that is inflation. And as we've all faced it, gas is way more expensive now than it was a month ago. And it is more expensive than it was a year ago as well. And so what that means is that gas, fuel, oil is in everything. So that impact is going to have some long-ranging effects. It is not just going to go away if the war were to end tomorrow. It is going to take months for that to settle out. And so we do not expect to see inflation decreasing very much in the next 6 months. And so we expect that to have, again, impact on mortgage rates to keep rates really stable. And the biggest risk is actually that rates may be increasing a little bit in the fall. So if you have any questions, please just reach out and we can have a chat about your specific situation, but not expected to see rates drop as was anticipated at the beginning of the year. And the big news on that is we really haven't seen rates below 6% now since September of 2022. So it's been almost 4 years by this point. So anyway, hope you have a wonderful weekend. Go enjoy this beautiful weather. Enjoy downtown before the craziness of Bottle Rock. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.